Pisces, love and relationship reading for you now. So it seems like things are pretty serious and intense in your relationships insofar as like bigger decisions are being made. More ambition is coming out in this relationship reading for me for some reason. A lot of ambition. Maybe you have a lot of ambition and hopes for this relationship, but there's less of a romance involved in it. It's more like, let's get down to business. So the Emperor and the Ten of Coins, which is a real like signature of like of course endurance and this being committed. So there is a commitment there, but it's sort of looking like things are getting very serious in around like your future together. This could be like planning things like a home, expenses for a wedding, like a business together, something that's pretty serious on the material as well as in your emotional life with this person. It might even be kind of a thing that there's a bit of a tension there for you. You really want something to go to the next level in your relationship, and maybe you have done for some time, and maybe you didn't know that for a while, and then the Ace of Swords in subconscious area of this reading is just like piercing all the way through to your consciousness, like, yes, Pisces, you do want this. Okay, so it's something about taking it to the next level, but something tells me this isn't quite how you had imagined taking your relationship to the next level altogether. There's like a challenge between, I suppose, one of you is very much of a doer and very much action orientated, and they say what they're going to they say they'll do what they're going to do, and they in a sense drive an area of the relationship forward. I think they drive forward some part of the commitment in this relationship. This could be you, this could be your person. Take the energies as they resonate, and we're going to look at these cards together and pull more. There's a little bit of a tension between that person and then whoever is more of the nurturing person in the relationship, the Chariot. This is the Cancer card. Now, while it looks very much like a yang energy masculine card, it is in fact feminine, and it's an underestimated kind of feminine quality of the like pioneering, more warrior spirit of the feminine, which is the protective, like very natural instinct to protect and would really savagely kill to protect as well. So one of you is, and you're not as extreme as this, guys, but maybe it's like one of you is much more in tune with protecting, preserving the relationship, but both of you seem to be striving for the same purpose. There has been some tension for you as of late. I would see some potential for like money worries even, or like some things getting you down, that there's extra stress or like a bit more pressure on the relationship. Maybe even for some of you, you're starting to come back into the fold a little more. Maybe there had been like a feeling of being left out from another area of your person's life. Maybe it was a friendship group, maybe it was their job, but feeling a little bit like these people here, you seem to be the person that's on their own over on this side, whereas there's more of a clique or a group or something that you felt a bit excluded from. We'll clear these cards up, I think. There seems to be something you're not quite yet over, Pisces, and you're kind of, there's the bit of spilled milk that's still kind of going stale now actually, and yeah, something kind of just is, you're not fully over it. You can see the optimism, like you can see what awaits you through this arch, and like you have angels or guides or people rooting for you, or you know, just yourself, you know that you'll get through this, but you can't deny that it's been a little more tough for you. Other than that, it might be your person that you're dealing with, that things have been a little bit harder for them as of late. Spending time at home seems to have been nice for you. Kind of treating yourselves a bit more seems to have been nice too, like kind of a little more luxury in your life, making where you can afford it, of course, like, but small things like, I don't know, like some flowers for the home, or like even like kind of splashing out, or like shopping spree I'm even getting here. Ace of Cups is here, which is beautiful to see that there is opportunity for deepening the connection here, and I think maybe one of you would like a bit more romance in the relationship. It's all very serious, and maybe things are serious. You might have to be really getting down to some very important paperwork, like that is really viable and necessary for your future success together. Signing deeds, kind of renewing any sort of leases, or just a lot of practical stuff to get through, a lot of arrangements. So there might have been a little less time for that fun and romance to be coming through in the relationship. You have a tendency, maybe when this happens, either one, if you are whichever one of those dynamics you kind of represent, you have a tendency to put the blame right on yourself, I think, or fear that you're fucking up, or showing a side of yourself that you kind of likely see as this kind of thinking is like self-sabotage of the Five of Swords, but you see this as something you would want to manage that person's perception of you at. So there's a little bit of hiding it, but then there's also a little bit of like showing your worst colors almost to this person for this reason, and for whatever reason at this time. The Three of Coins, we are looking at some sort of a resolution coming together again, some sort of a social occasion, maybe some fun, maybe some good conversations are yet to kind of, they're in store for you still. Let's look at these together. Could be conversations about what you're not yet over. They could like go well and open things up again and reach greater understanding. We will clear more cards now and pick more from the tarot. Pisces, this situation that is starting to build in a really positive way, and you're reaching like a huge manifestation on something in the relationship, like something tangible is coming to the fore, like you know that something is there for the long haul with this person, but there is a bit of I suppose unclear issues that have not been fully resolved emotionally. Maybe you're taking the advice of this person that you're with, maybe you see it as pretty sound advice, and like that you'll glow up and thrive via their, I don't want to say leadership, like you're not the leader here, but they have a good sense of direction for something about this physical manifestation. And not that you don't have your say in it. Look where you fall. I think this is you. A little more, but remember these are interchangeable energies. The Chariot and the Ace of Cups beautifully highlighting here in the middle of the reading, just like that there is somebody that brings the love out more, that brings the possibility for deepening connection, that will assist the other person in deepening their kind of own emotional sensitivity as well. They do seem very open too. I see this as the other person and you taking the lead on how that's opening up. If that makes any sense, you're helping them to open up. There you go. That's what I was trying to say, I suppose. Okay, yes, I really do want this person. Yes, I really do want this future. I want this legacy. I want to create something lasting with this person. Yes, I do want that. And that's come up from your subconscious, like very much a strong moment of clarity for you, like that this is maybe for some all you've ever wanted. There is this tendency then for some sort of a self-sabotage when the going gets good, really, you know, maybe that comes up as a pattern in your life. These are general readings too. Of course, they won't resonate with everybody, or all messages may not, but there might be a tendency to go into self-sabotage mode when that happens. You're regrouping a little from any sort of past. There has been some worries for you guys, more tangible worries, like maybe money matters, maybe sort of physical health matters or anything like that. Some real kind of worries that have been, you can kind of see they're not where they were before in the best sense of it, but they're definitely picking up again, and something is resolving. So why don't we clear up these cards and see what's going on? What does the Ten of Coins mean for Pisces in this reading? It seems to be the heart of the issue for me right now. Let's see then. Seven of Coins. So at the core, there is an uneasiness about how successful you guys can be, or there is an uneasiness about whether or not something will ever manifest to this. Now, it looks like to me that a lot of the kind of seeds, enough has been planted here for this to manifest and show you the rewards. It looks like that to me. It looks fertile to me with the Ten of Pentacles or Ten of Coins, but there is a tendency here to doubt it, or to doubt something is going to turn out, even though you've seen enough tangible reason to believe that it will now. Maybe that's why the other person is a little bit more, you're both equally kind of dominant, right? This is an Aries card, this is a Cancer card, and these form a square aspect in astrology. They're equally as forceful, but they do challenge each other, which is very important. Squares in a synastry chart, if you look at a relationship chart on a wheel, it's called synastry. Squares are actually important in a relationship. While they represent challenges, it's really how you grow, okay? So this person is kind of holding it down as you feel a little more uneasy, I guess, Pisces. So let's have a look at the Emperor, what this means here. Two very strong people in this relationship. not afraid to challenge each other. The Moon card, the Pisces card. So quite easily this could be you either. One of you is holding fort and like making sure something gets over the line and seeing it through, whereas the other person is happy to focus on opening up the relationship's emotional depth. So the Moon card is kind of saying like, meanwhile, the person that seems like they have it all figured out in the relationship is actually just figuring it out the same way you are. They've had their own worries also, Pisces, and there has been a lot that's been unclear to one, if not both of you in the relationship, and but they're trusting in this relationship too, and they're trusting in this flourishing, I think. But you might feel like the person you've been dealing with is a little slower generally to respond to, I don't know, great possibilities for you potentially. Let's see the Chariot here, what's coming through for that. Something is being elevated and pushed forward. The Page of Swords and the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. For some, general reading, an unexpected pregnancy is kind of coming through here for me, or maybe it was planned, but there is an element of a small element of shock here with this kind of information. For some, this is a general message that I think that something being brought to the next level might be an unexpected pregnancy, or a planned pregnancy would for sure be bringing something to the next level in your relationship. Okay, but these are both also not just youthful new beginning energies. These are also the energy of communication and dialogue, and look, both are facing in a way the same way, so it seems like open conversation is possible for you. That could have been the conversation that I was talking about that needed to happen. That looks like it will happen when you kind of address before this conversation can take place. Basically, it seems like one of you is the one that initiates it and wants it and already knows they want it and has an approach that seems pretty heartfelt to this. The other person just kind of might consider some sort of a challenge awaiting, and they have their defenses up a little more. But overall, something that you have to, I think one of you is aware of what needs to be addressed. The other might be subconsciously, but maybe not fully consciously, that something needs to be talked about. And when it does get talked about, it seems like that's when the resolution comes through. So one of you is taking the lead on an important conversation that needs to take place. All right, so Ace of Swords, what does this mean? Your subconscious has a message for you, Pisces, and it's been something you've been getting more and more clear about. The Eight of Wands, the conversation that you need to have is actually going to be very enlightening for you. This is all about discourse and back and forth. You might even get swept up in a longer conversation that you anticipated, but it seems to be like very revealing. So a message for your subconscious would be like, talk it out, I guess, or take some action on this, or what you have been recently inspired or enlightened around, and this comes through as razor sharp clarity and insight. Start talking about it at least. Acting would be good too, I think. I think that there's more than just speaking here, like some needs to be something to back up backing up your talk with your walk is coming through here. Justice card, but something might have been resolved for you in a really positive way. So worries that might have been related to something in the legal or medical field, or something quite serious and consequential, really. Things have looked like they've gotten cleared up for you there, and you have more answers now, and you have been able to make a decision for yourself going forward, for yourself in this relationship, knowing what you know at least. If this turned out to be more positively or negatively perceived, it is what it is with this Justice card often, and what is important from not the outcome isn't always the most important thing with Justice. While it can be, the decisions you make afterwards are also consequential when it comes to a consequence kind of orientated card like Justice usually. Okay, let's look at the Five of Cups then. So an element of what needs to be addressed. Let's look deeper into this. Something that one or both parties aren't fully over. Could be even two separate things. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same thing, and then it could all kind of spill together. Two maybe separate things, Two of Pentacles, Two of Coins. This can be brought to an end, like this sort of the suffering of, like, because you're kind of like, the suffering of that is very much linked to the past mistake or disappointment that you feel in something to do with your relationship. I feel like you're back and forth, or one of you're back and forth about how to approach this or to have these conversations. I have a feeling you're back and forth on your approach, or what way you need to phrase this. You want to make sure it stays quite balanced, because this has a tendency, like, look, to spill over. If something is out of balance and you're trying to bring it around to some sort of, like, doesn't even really, like, this looks like it's on a slope to me anyway, the Five of Cups, how they've spilled. So maybe an area of your relationship is a little out of balance, out of sync, and that's something that is one of the things you want to be clearing up with the person. What does the Queen of Coins have for us here? Nine of Wands. This is a defensive duo together, because even this Queen of Coins is negated in this version of the deck. This is the Salvador Dali deck. It's really pretty, I think. Spend a little time like at home, or like just sheltering yourself a little more, like kind of, I see like cozying up, or like maybe you just want to have some more nights in together. But spending a little more time at home and feeling wherever you feel very guarded and safe and protected seems to be the advice for this relationship, for whatever reason at this time. I think kind of a little bit of luxury might be nice. Maybe you deserve it. Maybe you're both a little tired, a little battle weary, need a bit of a treat, like a little bit of a pick-me-up. So the Ace of Cups is coming through, and this is coming through from your person's perspective, I believe, and they see a great opportunity here for this relationship. It feels really blissful to them, at least on the surface. Let's clear it up. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, they are seeing a Death card at the bottom of the deck. Big transformations they're seeing in this relationship. They're seeing a change for the better. They're seeing a positive upswing in events in the Wheel of Fortune. Good things might have been happening to them. They might have been seeing good things happening to you. It's all looking pretty momentous right now in your relationship as far as they're concerned. It seems like something is like maybe changing or transitioning a little bit here too, and being reborn again, resuscitated. Maybe you feel the relationship coming back to life even, or at least they do. This, I am actually reading that a little more for them. There is a fear that you will destruct or self-sabotage when the Five of Swords appears in this way. Let's see. Let's pull two cards. In what way are you prone to defaulting? And in what way can you overcome? Defaulting and sinking back into this sort of feeling of unworthiness, of like perhaps feeling like the heaviness of the world, and like maybe that sinks in sometimes, and you've got the blues and you feel down, and you kind of lose a little bit of hope sometimes, and that's a way you default to in this relationship pattern when you feel like sometimes things are going so good. Sometimes that's a reason why, or you just default to feelings of I don't know, like there's no point in everything. There's like, this is a little bit of existential dread at times. Let's see in what ways you can overcome then the Five of Swords and even the Four of Cups energy. And Pisces, your sign is associated with existential dread sometimes, but it's also associated with this Jupiter and Pisces card, joy, endless compassion, and unconditional love. The card that's coming through as a way to overcome is the beautiful Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is how we will overcome together. Like basically you have a pure love here, and it's got roots, and it's even maybe got past life connections here. It's got some real sweetness to it. It's got depth, that's what I will say. So let's see, you can overcome by appreciating the little sweet things in life. Like, that's what I said, even if you can't afford to go on a bloody cruise somewhere, you can maybe afford some flowers to brighten up the living space, to surprise your person with a bunch of flowers for no reason. You need to see this love as something that is actually a transformational agent in your life, and it's there to help you, not that you should take advantage of that or anything, but it's comfortable enough for you to kind of be vulnerable with this person, I think. Okay, the Three of Coins as we end the reading here. A resolution is made. A resolution on a legal kind of situation could be being made. Temperance, beautiful. We're ending the reading with a very positive blessing from Temperance, that there is intimacy and balance about to be restored in your relationship, and harmony is on the way again. If there has been any kind of, we had a lot of fives in that reading, 5 cups, coins, and 5 swords, and the 5 is a number of a period of contracting. So if we needed to have a little bit more balance restored in the relationship, that looks like it's on the way. The Temperance card is ascending to a higher level now in your relationship, higher level spiritually, and even you may feel yourself spiritually connecting a little more. That is your love and relationship reading. There is a forecast out for your sign that I've just uploaded on YouTube. It's going to look at the rest of October going into November, what you can look out for and expect, and that's going to be everything from me today, Pisces. Speak soon.